Hi, my friends. Welcome to the Diamond Painting Effect with Corey. I'm Corey, and I am getting ready to do the stitch with me for Monday morning, but I still haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. By the time you see the video, you will know what I will have decided to do, but for now, I'm just going to talk for a little bit. My stitches the last couple of weeks, I really haven't done that much. Um, I did a lot of setting up my threads, my flosses. They have all been put from one set, have been put onto floss drops, minus the ones I pulled for other projects. But I've got a complete set that's on floss drops now. They may be in kits, but they're all on floss drops. So I worked on that. That took quite a bit of time, more than I thought it would. And I've also, when I felt good enough, I've done some stitching, which isn't much. This is the summer sampler that I started. I can't remember if I started this last week or the week before. I think it was the week before. Yes, I believe it was the week before I started this one. And if I have a before picture, we know where I was at last time. My most previous picture is, I'll place it up here as well. But this is the progress I've made on it. I'll go ahead and turn it over so you can see my ugly back. But that's more what you can tell how much I've completed. It's quite a bit. I have run out of thread for a couple of colors. One of them I had barely enough. So these Joy Sunday kits, that's one problem that I have with them. I don't know if it's the way I stitch. I try not to travel too much. But it happens. But I am on color number 17 out of 21 colors. And there are some back stitching colors. So this is a 14 count. And it's the final size of it is 27 by 26 centimeters. So it's not very big. I'm happy with it so far. It's, I think it's turning out cute. I just wish I felt comfortable. I wish they'd just give us one more strand of floss with this stuff. Just think what you need and then give me another one, please. Thank you. So anyway, but I'm enjoying this one. I lost this one last week when I took my sister to the doctor. I thought I was being so careful not to put that package down that I had it in. And somehow I still got away with leaving it. And then I didn't know for hours, till I got ready to stitch that night. And then it was too late to call anybody or go find it. But the next day we had to go out anyway, and we did call and found out I had left it at the doctor's office. So I was able to retrieve it. It had my good scissors in it, which I've lost again. But I think it's in a kit somewhere. But anyway, so that's the story of my little summer sampler cross stitch. I'm loving it. And this is the other thing I've worked on. I'm excited about this one. This is Heaven and Earth Designs. I really, really wanted to be able to do a Heaven and Earth Designs on like a 25 count and make it look like a photograph, But on the Cats Library, it was just too difficult to see. There are times when the squares get filled up that it's hard. It's like I think I'm overcautious because I want to know for sure that spot right there is the right place to put the color that is supposed to be there. And it's hard, once it's filled up, it's hard to really count where you're going. So I feel like I'm stabbing in the dark when I start filling this stuff up. because it's next to impossible for me to count when it starts filling up. I don't know. Anyway, but I think it's working out okay because I am just, that's about where that color should be. So that's where I put it because that's what's left. There's nowhere else to put it. So I'm hoping my stitches aren't off. I don't think they'll get off by too much because of the grid. When I start the grid, I can still count these. These work fine. And if they're different colors, it works fine. But it's when they're very, like, over this area right here, it looks like it's all black, but it's different colors of black in there. And that's where, if I lose my count, I don't know where I am. That's where I have trouble. But I suspect if it was even bigger, I'd still have that trouble with that issue. But I have really been enjoying this one. I've spent quite a bit of time on it. I can't remember. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I think I'm at like 5% already. And that, it's a mini. I guess I should tell you guys what it is. It's Train of Dreams. And I'm so excited because there's several of you out there that are doing this also with me. And so I'm excited that that there's other people out there doing this. Oh, it says I'm at 7.9%. So I did like 3% of it yesterday. Yesterday I had plenty of time to stitch because it was a low-key day. I was enjoying, our church has a conference twice a year, and then they have sessions all weekend of, different sessions that I just sat and listened and stitched most of the weekend. And so I was able to get a lot done. So that's my progress of Train of Dreams. Train of Dreams is, let me see if I can get the data on this. I'm going to close it out. I don't want Bixby. Okay. So I don't know if you can, sorry, maybe I can do that. There we go. Move that light away. There's Train of Dreams. It is a heaven and earth design. And it is, if you do it on 25 count, oh, it doesn't give you that. If you do it on 25 count, it's 13 inches by 3 3/8 inches. But I'm doing it on 16 count. So it's like pretty much more than double that size. So this is a Randal Spangler. And this is as wide as it's going to be. Right, what you can see in the frame here. That's as wide as it could be. I made a mistake of down here of counting from the bottom line on that page when the bottom line is like 85. So I had to pull all that out and move my line up there. So anyway, but I'm excited about this. I really am. And I'm obsessed with it. Honestly, I'm obsessed with it. And so I don't know how long that's going to continue, but I'm going with it. I'm going with it because I'm enjoying it so much. I've had no interest in doing the stamped cross stitch. I just want to do this, and it's shocking me. I promise you. My balance was usually, I did a little counted, and then I went crazy with the stamped cross stitch. And I felt myself over the last couple months. I think it started when Ava did the counted cross stitch in one of her monthly challenges. They did counted cross stitch, and that forced me to do the counted cross stitch a little bit more. And I'm just, I'm there's so many things I want to do, and I'm so excited about doing. Uh, I'm thinking about doing. I noticed Becky's crap. Becky's Madness for Crafting, or Crafting Madness, or something like that. Becky, I'm so sorry. I never can get it straight. But she showed Jules' design. I'm trying to find it real quick. I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, the lighting isn't all that great, but this is by Stitching Jules' Design. And her Etsy is, just so I don't, I think it's just Design Jules, and it's Jules. But anyway, Ava's at Stitching in the Inner Lake. Her challenge this month is the house that October built, and I thought this was perfect. It's a counted cross stitch and not a stamped cross stitch, but look at that. Becky's doing this one, and she's almost finished, and I'm so tempted to do it. The problem is I have 22 count fabric that I could do it on without having to buy anything, and I'm just not sure I want to tackle that. But if it's just one color and just straight up, I'm thinking about doing that. What do y'all think? I love it. I just love it. And I don't know, it says they only have 2 left, so don't go buy it, guys. Wait till I get one. So anyway, look at that little pumpkin on the top. Isn't that so cute? Just look at it. So cute. Anyway, I'm just loving this one, and it's really good. It tells you, I'm trying to get it just to do what I want it to do, and it's just not going to do it. Let's see. Y'all gonna see it's in my shopping cart. And they show you on the back page how many skeins, if you do it the recommended, and I don't know what they recommend. I'm not going to go through all that, but you need 11 skeins, like 12 basically. You need 12 skeins of 310. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking of doing. And let me get some light back in here so it's not all yellow. There we go. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about European Town. I still haven't pulled it out. I don't have the heart to pull it out right now, or the inclination. So I'm not saying that we're done with European Town, but I need a break. Until I need to make myself sort out the issue, the problem. In case y'all didn't catch my last video, I have mixed some of the colors up, and with the uppercase and lowercase letters of U and Z. One of the viewers noticed it. I noticed that it wasn't looking right. I didn't know if it was something I had done or if it just didn't look right. But I haven't gone to really look at it and sort it out for myself. Don't have the heart to right now. And part of it's I'm not feeling good. Part of it's this thing right here that's happening. And maybe what I'll do for our Stitch With Me is I'll just work on this, and then I'll do voiceover, because I don't think I can do counted cross stitch, and it's a lot of confetti. but maybe I'll work on this for a few minutes. Most of the time for our video is half over already. So, I need to get set up for that. When I do my counter cross stitch, I put the lap desk across my lap, and then I have a lap pad pillow that I put my light pad it's not an iPad, but you know what I mean, my tablet on, and let's see if we can make that work. Hold on, you guys. You won't know it. It'll probably be half an hour, but I'll be back. It'll be a minute, a second for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna do color number 800, and that's the DMC number, and there's a bell on the top of the bookshelf, and that's what we'll be working on for this. There's a section right up here where this is going to go, right over here. And then there's another little area over here somewhere, and I don't know how far we'll get. We don't have that much time left. I try to keep these at 30 minutes, and actually my phone's showing me that's about how much time I have left on my camera where I can actually film, so I'll get cut off whether I'm done or not. So, we'll try to do that. Oh, so sorry. I'm just making you guys, shaking you guys all up. So, I'm gonna try and do the talking, and if it just goes really badly, I won't show the sound, and I'll do a voiceover, which is going to be hard to do because I can never remember. I can't remember from one minute to the next what I just said. So that's probably going to be the reason why I end up quit doing videos on YouTube is because my memory has gotten so bad. And I just can't remember what I've said. So a lot of times I don't say things because I'm afraid I already said it. And other times I repeat myself. So anyway, okay. And I am going to just do a pin stitch somewhere near where I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start here. So I'm going to I'll come down here and do a pin stitch. And y'all get to watch me do a pin stitch. Do you want me to do it up close so you can see just how badly I do it? I started doing a pin stitch because the back is already so messed up from the tails of everything. And so I started doing a pin stitch just to help alleviate that. And in some ways it's easier to do the pin stitch, but it's also easier to really mess up. And I'm not going to do a pin stitch, never mind, because I'm doing the loop right now. On the first go at it, I can do the loop. What am I thinking? And then you got to stop. Instead of pulling it all the way through, you got to actually stop and catch that loop. Oh my goodness. I'm doing this stuff a little bit further away from me than I usually do it, so it's awkward. It is awkward. Because I have it in a frame, I keep it in a hoop because it's easier for me to do the counting. I lose my place if it's in hand stitching. So that's why I go ahead and put it in a hoop. And it means I have to, sometimes I get the sewing method in, but for the most part, I have to, I just have to, gee, I forgot where I was going. Totally and completely forgot where that sentence was going. Oh, I can't do the sewing method because it's in the hoop. That's what I'm trying to say. But sometimes I can get it in. I worry, though, that I'm stretching the fabric when I do that. So anyway, Ava, I wanted to tell Ava, I don't know if she's watching this video or not. I know she does watch my videos and lets me know about it. She was talking about how she poked her finger, had a sore finger, and I wanted to tell her about these that Becky told me about. See, I just stuck that one on there. That's one I'm using. And I'm still using it. It, you know, it varies from time to time. But I just stick it on here and I keep reusing it. So far, it hasn't lost its sticky. I'm sorry, I'm off camera again. But anyway, so far it hasn't lost its sticky. You know, when I get up and have to go do a potty break, I have to take that off. So I'll take it off, stick it on here. I go do the dishes. Before I go do anything where I'm going to get my hands wet, I put it right here. And it's waiting for me when I get back. I go through, you know, sometimes I don't need it at all. But I'm still the first one. I'll put it on just in case right now. We'll see how it goes. And I just knocked something off over here. Off that shelf. I guess I'll look later. So anyway, how are you guys doing? I can't believe I'm in here so long and asking you that already just now, after we're almost done. I want to thank you all for joining me and putting up with me and my odd ways. Yeah, it's looking like I am moving away from the diamond painting. I'll probably still do diamond painting unboxings, but I'm just not doing them anymore. And I don't know, I don't know what point you decide you give them all up and let somebody else have them, or hold on to them in case you get that bug back again. I just don't know how to deal with that issue. I know I'm right now, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the diamond paintings out of their store the way I have them stored now, because I need to make room for my stitching stuff. I just, let's see, I'm trying to count and talk at the same time. I'll go down one more before I start going over. Okay. So, yeah, I'm thinking seriously about just moving my diamond paintings out and reorganizing everything with my stitching, and make it so it's more difficult, easier to find my stitching stuff and more difficult to get to my diamond painting stuff, basically. Because that's the way my heart's going right now. And I do have storage bins that I can move all my diamond painting stuff. Right now they're on those little cube shelves. Half of it's in I have a little wardrobe over there, like an armoire type deal. I have a bunch of diamond paintings in there. My big ones are in there. And I have a bunch of my little ones are in the drawer of the armoire. And yeah, it's just time to move those out, make room for what I'm using currently. So that's happening. If I can feel good enough to do anything for more than 5 minutes at a time. Yeah, whatever it is that's wrong with me is just kind of weird. It's intermittent. Some days it's the whole day. I'm feeling that that weird feeling that just makes it impossible to get anything done. I do have fibromyalgia, and that's part of it, because I know my muscles are all involved with it. And So, and then some days it's only part of the day. I do know that the more I do, the more likely I am to bring it on. So, sitting and stitching is just the thing to do. There were some days where I did nothing, no stitching whatsoever. I don't think I ever did no stitching, but nothing to even talk about. So, anyway, in the Daniel news, my poor baby, basically his truck is, the engine just blew. But it's called runaway engine, and it happens in diesel engines. They're a gasoline engine uses spark plugs. This is how my son explained it, so I'm not an expert, but they use spark plugs to ignite. And I guess a diesel engine doesn't have the same system. And so if the circuit gets messed up somehow, it makes it so the engine just revs up really high, really fast, and you can't stop it. You know, he turned the truck off and it actually revved up faster when he turned his truck off, and it started billowing smoke out. And fortunately, he said, some of them go on for a long time, but his actually sputtered and cut itself off pretty quickly. But he was done. I mean, he was off the side of the road in Tennessee. And I think it's I-85, he said. I don't know. And he was there for like 6 hours waiting for rescue for a tow truck and a replacement truck. So the company, I'm sorry, I went off screen. See, I pulled it closer to me. Anyway, the tow truck brought him a truck, and then they traded trucks. The tow truck took his truck back to the home office, and they gave him a loaner truck. He's buying the one that blew up, but they're gonna work with him so he doesn't have to make double payments while the other truck is being fixed. They're not for sure how long it will be. It will either be a 6-hour fix or it will be a month-long fix. And let's just pray that it's a 6-hour fix, that he can get his load delivered. I think it's going up to Ohio. And I'm off the screen again. I better just move the camera. That's what I need to do. Anyway, he's delivering his load up to Ohio, and then hopefully he can get back to Chattanooga and get his truck quickly. He's got part of there's many reasons why he needs to be in his truck and not another truck. Other than, besides the fact that he's not getting his truck paid off while that happens. And he's not getting, he's got a cat. He's got to worry about any damage that cat does to the loaner truck. He's got his pretty much custom built on the inside. Like, he's done all kinds of things to it to make it comfortable for him. He says he can't even sit up in the back. It has a bunk that he can't put up. And he's too tall to sit there on that bunk. So the only place he can actually sit is at the steering wheel. So he said the cat loves it because of the upper bunk. His doesn't have an upper bunk. So because of that upper bunk, where am I? See, I'm lost, guys. I'm probably going to have to undo all this after I get done doing this video. I think this is right. Anyway, the cat likes the upper bunk. He doesn't have that opportunity in his truck because he didn't have an upper bunk. But anyway, he said when he gets back, if it's going to be a month long, he's going to still have him taken back to the office or to the yard where he'll just siphon all his fuel out of that one he just got through loading up completely, and he'll siphon it back into the truck he's got. So, okay, this one is 2. This row has 1. This row has 4. This row has 4 plus 1. Okay, I'm on schedule here. And this row has 4, skip 1 and 3. So, am I on the camera? Am I? Okay. But anyway, so that's Daniel. He was so discouraged Saturday when this happened. He called them in and told them he had an error message. But it was a weekend and nobody wanted to figure it out. So I told him it was okay. Go ahead and go. And, we still don't know if that error message had anything to do with it. But he would have been better off if he'd have just waited to find out. But he had to get that load up there, so they wanted him moving. He's in better spirits yesterday on Sunday. He was in better spirits. Just having his attitude adjusted helped me feel better about the whole thing. He's learning a lot of life lessons right now, and it's hard to watch him have to go through that struggle. But my sister's, she has stayed in normal sinus rhythm. She's not an AFib, at least last we knew. And she is beginning to feel better, but she's still very, very tired and lethargic. She's working on walking and trying to build up her strength that way. She goes for a little walk. It's hard to explain. My brother-in-law lives, it's not right next door, but it's kind of close. So she's walking back and forth out to the main highway and past his house, and then back down to my house, and then out to the main highway from my end. And she can do it. She has to do it slow. She has to rest, but she was able to do that whole trek yesterday. So that is an improvement. because she wasn't able to do anything hardly. So my lamp, update on my lamp. I finally, the Joann website finally was able, I don't know what was wrong, but I can go and look at my orders now. I had ordered a cross stitch kit when I ordered the light. The cross stitch kit has been shipped and probably it'll be here tomorrow. But the lamp still has not shipped. But at least they show it in the order that I ordered it. So there's the update on that. Let's see. Okay, I can't do that one with the sewing method. I was going to try, but it's not going to work. And I'm doing it much slower now because it's not it's in an awkward position for me. So I'm really stitching slow, but I'm getting it done. This video has gone on long, so I think I'll go ahead and end it now. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and golly, you're awesome if you're still here, putting up with me and my jibber jabber and whatnot. If y'all want to stitch along with us on this train of dreams, heck, I'd be pleased as punch. Maybe we can call it a stitch along. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll call it a stitch along. And I know Ava over at Stitching in the Interlake is going to be working on it. And Becky at Becky's Crafting Madness is going to be working on it. And I know Christina's going to be working on it. So anyway, just you guys jump on in. It's a cheap pattern on Heaven and Earth Designs. It's one of the cheaper ones. It's only $12. So yeah, this one, if you've ever thought about doing a Heaven and Earth design, this mini is one of the best ways to jump in on it. And and I've come to that realization that you don't have to do it on a 25 or 42 count. You can do it on mine's on a 16 count, and it's making it manageable. I know Becky's going to do hers on 14 count. So just if you want to join us, come on and join us. Again, I want to thank you, all of my subscribers, and I've been getting some new people here. I want to thank you guys for coming by. Take care, and I will see you again in the next one.